Hey, everybody. Happy Monday evening. Trying something different this week. It is Monday, June 28th. I have July on the brain because July's this week. We have a holiday this weekend. Whoop, whoop. Does anybody have any big plans for the holiday? We are going to have a small crew this year, so I think we're gonna go look. Hi, Laura. I think we're gonna go. My daughter's church on Thursday night is having food. They're having food trucks and a fireworks display on Thursday evening. So I think we're gonna go to that, and then on Sunday, I don't know. We don't have any plans. We're flying loose. We'll call it when we get there. We might be those old fogies just sitting at home watching it on the TV, but I don't think so. I think we'll have a couple of our little grandkids, so we'll have to do something. Hi, Carol. I know I'm not used to being on here at night, and I'm tired, and I look tired. I can tell. But I had some dental work today, and I thought instead of rushing it, let's try something different. Let's do it on a Monday night. So if you're on here, please say hello. I can see eyeballs on me, but unless you say hello, I don't know what's here. Who's here? I know what's here. And I'd love to chat with you. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Kay. Because Sunday is the 4th of July, I am going to make tonight for Make It Monday. Let's turn my little camera around here. There we go. I'm going to make this little favor box, and I think I'm going to make several of these. Like I said, we're going to have a small crew on Sunday, but maybe just a little favor to set on the buffet or send home with them. I think I'll stick some little candies, or I was thinking about grabbing some of those little the little grandkids. They're getting older, so they like bigger stuff, but they always like those little popper things that you throw on the ground and they just pop. So I was thinking about sticking a package of those in here and maybe a package of the little sparklers or something like that. So maybe some of those little poppers, those little champagne poppers, something that won't start a fire, but would be kind of cute, or just some candy. It's kind of a big box. It's 1 inches wide, but it's deep. It's about 3 inches deep, and across it's about 4 inches across. So it'll hold quite a bit. And it's real easy to put together. I used some dies because I had them, but if you don't have any dies, you could just cut rectangles and circles, and for your stars, you could use stickers. I used dies because I had them. So let's make the box. I'm doing a little different setup here tonight, so I might get off my game. Stephanie said they decided to stay home for the 4th. Not a big fan of loud noises anymore. No, I'm not either. My dogs certainly are not. But, so I don't know what we're going to do on Sunday. I know Thursday we are going to go to my daughter's church. They're having hopefully it doesn't rain. Let's pray it doesn't rain. Because I think that'll be a lot of fun. They're going to have some food trucks, and then they're going to do fireworks. So I'm starting out for the box because there is a box here. Oh, and I used Whisper White, but on my sample I used Real Red. But it doesn't matter what you're using for the box. It is 5.5. Let me get my measurements so I don't steer you wrong. 5.5 by 5 3/4. So it's not quite square. And on the 5.5-inch side, let's make sure I've got the right side. So it's this side. We're going to score it at 2 1/4. This is just a simple little box. 2 1/4 and 3 1/4. And and I'm using my scoring blade on my trimmer here. And then on the other side, on the 5 3/4 inch side, I'm going to score it at 1 inch and 4 3/4. And this is going to make the box. I can stick that down here. Okay, I'm going to fold all on those score lines and use my bone folder to burnish them all. This is just a real simple little box. We're going to have 1 inch sides and a 1 inch bottom. Then I'm going to take my paper snips, and on these little score lines, these are going to be our flaps for our box. I'm just going to trim on those. And then I like to take just a little trim off of them, like a little angle cut, just to close the box up real tight. And I'll probably have this on my blog tomorrow, since it's late tonight and I won't be able to get all the measurements, everything on over there tonight. Okay, so here we go. These are our side flaps. So I'm going to take some, here we go, some multi-purpose liquid glue. I always like to use a strong adhesive when I'm making boxes. And then I'm going to fold the back up and just square it off there. Hi, Kathy. I didn't see you pop on here. Stephanie wants a rainstorm that night. I wouldn't be sad. Carol said she'd like to make these boxes for her son's picnic, but she doesn't know if she'll have time. It depends on how many you want to make. They're pretty easy to put together, but there is a lot of cutting. And if you are going to use die cuts, it's going to take a little longer than just using rectangles. So maybe just cut you up a bunch of rectangles. Okay, now I'm putting glue on these edges of these tabs, and I'm going to fold them back. And that's the box. Just real simple little box. Like I said, on my sample, I used the Real Red, but I was cutting so quickly I didn't realize I cut a white box, but that's okay. It's not going to matter. Now for the front and the back, I went ahead and decorated both sides. I have 2 pieces of, let me measure this because I didn't write it down. 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So these are going to be our little flags. And I'm just going to glue some Real Red strips onto it. I cut 6 3/4 inch by, what do we say this was? 4 3/4? Yeah. So 3/4 inch by 4 3/4 strips of Real Red. And I'm just going to put these on both of my pieces. And if they don't line up perfectly, that's okay, because we're going to die cut out. I don't know if you can see, I use my stitched rectangles. Everything's falling out here. To cut those out. But you could just take your trimmer at the end and just cut them real flush with each other if you're not using dies. I just thought the little stitched rectangles made it look really kind of old Betsy Ross type flag. Hi, Mom. Kathy didn't know I was on. Well, I usually go on at 2 on Mondays, but I had a dental appointment. It was rather traumatic, girls. Um, the first, they give you the anesthesia. I had a filling that needed to be repaired. And it didn't numb it. He started drilling, and I zinged out of that chair. No, I didn't zing out of the chair, but I jumped. I probably scared him. So then they had to give me another shot of the stuff. And I could still kind of feel it. They waited plenty of time to let it get to work. And finally, I just said, just hurry up and get done. I was bossy, but it hurt. And I said, just go ahead and finish it, because he said he could give me another shot, but I just wanted to get done because it was driving me crazy. And so he got done with the drilling part, and after that, I couldn't feel anything. The filling, and then I don't know what they do. whatever he did after that, I was fine. So, anyways. Okay, here's my two little panels. And we are going to, I did not die cut them out ahead of time. I'm going to take our stitched rectangle dies. These are in the annual catalog. I believe I used this size. I used third from the largest. And I am just going to cut these out real quick. Using my die cutting machine. They would have to put me out. I don't do well with dentists. Carol, I was a nervous wreck going in, and I normally take a little relaxation pill before I go, but I thought, I've had fillings before. This won't be bad. I don't know. You girls, this is harder than normal because I'm cutting through 2 layers. But it works. So I ran it through a couple of times, but if you saw I was kind of struggling, that's why. It's a little thicker and it's a little harder to run it through here. I am taping it down because I want my little red stripes to stay straight and parallel to each other. Anyway, that's never happened to me. Well, it's happened to me one other time with a dentist years ago where I didn't get all the way numb, and that dentist kind of got mad. He, like, I was making it up. But this dentist, he was like, oh my gosh, let me give you some more, whatever it is. I wanted to ask him if it was watered down because why wasn't it working? But I didn't want to offend the guy that was working on my mouth, so I just kept my mouth closed. Okay, now we have our 2 little flags, and I'm going to add a die cut square. And I just used, these are retired from Stampin' Up. the stitched shape dies. Some of you might have these, but if you don't, just cut a square out. I think it's a 2-inch square. Actually, it's 1 5/8 by 1 5/8. But you could do a 2-inch square or a 1 3/4-inch square, and it would be fine too. If you don't have a square die. Well, Donna Pollock, your dentist is very careful. I need to find out who your dentist is. I mean, he wasn't trying to inflict pain on me. It just is it Novocaine? It just was not working on me today. Okay, there's our little flags. Now I cut the stars out with, I used a lot of dies, y'all. This is the Give It a Whirl dies that make the spinner cards, and there are 2 little sets of 3 stars. So I use those dies, and they're stitched as well. So everything on here has the stitched look, except for my little, whatever that is, my little banner. And I went ahead and cut all these out before we started, so you wouldn't have to watch me do this. Oops. And I just put the 4 stars on the front, or on the little square. I put the 2 large and the 2 medium. And like I said, if you don't have these dies, just cut out your strips and cut out rectangles, and you can accomplish the same thing and have them ready for your 4th of July. I might stick, let me grab my little, I might stick one of these little ones right in the middle, because I think there's room. Okay. Now, if I was smart, I would have used a little, those adhesive sheets and cut these out, and then they'd be like stickers, and I wouldn't have to glue them all on here. I don't mind gluing them on here, but I just don't want this to be boring for you to watch me glue them on here. Thank you, Kay. If you're going to someone's home for the holiday, if they're hosting you, maybe for a picnic or a barbecue, you could just make a little box for the hostess. And I don't know, put a little coffee gift card or some chocolates in there. If you didn't want to use them as little party favors. Like I said at the beginning, I am thinking about putting those little poppers in there. Maybe wrapping some sparklers up with some ribbon and sticking them in there. They may be too tall though, but something like that. Or maybe just some candies. Okay, now we can just glue these right on to the box we made. I'm just going to put some more of my liquid glue. You could also make a card, just a 4th of July card, if you didn't want to do the 3D with the heart, or the flag. Okay, that's how easy the box is to put together. So now we're going to make the tag, and for the tag I took, lid, I cut out using my layering circles dies. These are not retired, just the square, stitch square was the retired die that I used. Stephanie says, not sure if picking the sticker paper off would be any better. Yeah, with my big fingers, that probably wouldn't help much. But anyway, I cut out 2 of Night of Navy scallop circles, 2 real red circles, and then my sentiment, let's celebrate. Let me show you what I did to do that. I didn't really have any 4th of July or anything that could work, or I didn't look hard enough. But I saw this Let's Celebrate You, so I thought Let's Celebrate would be cute. So I took some Night of Navy ink, and I didn't want the U on there, the Let's Celebrate You, so I took a little Post-it note and masked that off. It stays on there. My house is really humid right now, even with the AC on. We probably need a new AC. It keeps it cool, but it gets very humid. So I did not put any ink on the U, and so the only thing that's inked up is that Let's Celebrate. And then I took the smallest little circle die and cut that out for the 4th of July. Thank you for sharing your dentist, Donna. Maybe I'll give him a shot next time. And Donna says, so cute, would be great for a birthday, different from a card. Yes, that would be cute. Just change up the theme. You could make the box and do that. Okay, so I took the Night of Navy scallop circle, and I adhered the other 2 circles onto it. These would make really cute little birthday favors too. Using a different theme. Like I said, tomorrow, probably later in the day, I have a couple appointments in the morning. I will have all the measurements for you and a diagram for that box. If you're a visual learner, a diagram may be easier. Okay, there's our 2 little tags. And then I think I got these straws at a Dollar Tree years ago. I have a million of these paper red and white straws, but I think you can get them about anywhere. And I just put some adhesive right on there. Probably should have put my stars on first. I also cut out of the Real Red, a scrap of Real Red, some more of those stars. And I just put 3 on each of the tags. If you didn't have stars, hearts would be cute. And if you don't have die cuts, use some stickers. I have adhesive all over this thing from my fingers, I think. There we go. Isn't that cute? Okay, and then we'll glue that on the back side here. You could probably use some glue dots as well, or some tear and tape. Okay, I'll put the ones on the back later. And then I think I've showed you before how I make my shreddy to match. I just took several little narrow, very narrow strips of the cardstock, the Real Red, the Basic White, and the Night of Navy. I think I did 15 of each before I got tired. And then I just kind of crunch it all up. And that way your shreddy matches your project really nice because all the colors coordinate together. I don't do this all the time because it is a little bit of work. If you had some red shreddy, I would use that. You know, something. It looks a little bit more finished when you have that hanging right out. Now I'm going to show you a trick I did to get my little stand to stand up in there because it kept falling over. Now if it was stuffed with things, it might not have been so difficult. But I just made a little triangle and I took a piece of cardstock. I'm just going to cut maybe 2 inches off of here. Scoot up so you can see. And then I want these to meet in the middle. So halfway, the halfway point is right there. I need a couple of lines on each side of that halfway mark. So this is but I want them even. So this is 1 and it's like 1 3/4 about, which would make sense. I'm gonna go 2 inches this way and make a line, and then I'm gonna go 2 inches this way and make a score mark, and then I can fold it on those score marks. Hopefully wide enough, but I think for my straw it is going to be. I just need a little base for that straw to rest on. I might want a bigger base. So I'm going to go over, because the reason I made it was so the little thing wouldn't tip over. And I think I'm trying to be too precise here. Not going to show. Okay, so there's the base. This one side's a little taller than the other one, and I can just take my scissors and cut that off. Okay, then I'm going to take my little tag and I'm going to cut some of this off because I don't want it to be that tall. Probably going to cut it off right here. And then I could glue these together, but I'm just going to take a stapler on each side of the straw just to kind of make it tight. And this is totally just my trick. This is just my smoke and mirrors. So my little tag doesn't fall over, keep falling over. Like I said, once you get some stuff in here, it probably wouldn't do that. But I made the little stand so that it would stand up like that and it wouldn't keep falling over. So that is the little favor. Hi Debbie, how are you? Long time no see. Good to see you. Stephanie says not doing anything for the 4th, but might make these just for fun. Oh, that would be fun. Yes, you need to. Make it for just you. Put it on your table or your kitchen counter or something just for decoration. So that is today's project, and I will have all of the measurements and score lines and all that up on my blog tomorrow if you don't want to rewatch the video. And I usually put the video up on YouTube as well, so it will be up there later tonight if you need to find it quickly. It's the Plaid Poodle, youtube.com/the Plaid Poodle. So my battery on my computer is about to die, so that means it's time to go. Thank you guys for dropping in. It was so good to chat with you. And you all, I will see you Wednesday for Coffee and a Card, 2 p.m. Wednesday, as far as I know. I'll let you know if that doesn't work out. Thank you. Bye-bye.